I am not the special one. Just call me the working one. This is Ilechukwu, the Rangers coach, in his press conference after they won the league title of Nigerian MPFL League yesterday. I welcome you guys to the show on Vote 104.3 FM. This is Vote Sports. You can follow us live on Facebook at Vote 104.3 FM, and we are live on YouTube too. Is at Vote FM Sports. I'm here with the guys in the studio. Hi Nonso, how are you?
Well, good morning. It's been an amazing weekend.
Hi John.
Good morning.
Rangers was crowned the MPFL champion yesterday. They beat Bendel Insurance 2-0. How do you see this game? Do you think that Rangers deserve to win this league?
Yeah, for me, I'm super excited. Look at the massive turnout again yesterday. It was an exciting encounter. Super proud of the boys. They acquitted themselves very well. You look at the way they played. You look at the energy. You look at the passion, of course, from the fans. The setup was super nice. Look at that set piece now. For me, that was the cherry on top. To see something that has been put into practice in training time and time again. They did it against Ayamba. It didn't go in. They did it again yesterday against Bendel Insurance. And of course, what a firecracker of a goal that was. Very, very dominant, play yesterday. I'm super excited with the way the team set up. Yes, deserving champions, okay? Sometime in the match, I don't know, a lot of fans weren't aware, but sometime in the match, Remo Stars actually went down 2-1, and it was already decided because we were already a goal up, and then we got the second goal yet again, stretching it, but a lot of people weren't cognizant that we're already champions, but the game was we're still gingering them. Go ahead, do it, score, this one, that one. The energy was off the charts, okay? And yes, deserved champions of the MPFL. Super proud to be an Enugu lad in this town, been here over a decade now. Super proud to have it back again. They were chanting in the stands yesterday, Enugu Rangers is another champion.
Another champions with Rangers.
Well, for me, you say deserving champions. You take this performance to the CAF or to any other top competition, you're losing.
Yeah.
You're not even in the top 4. You're not in the competition for the top 4 at all. It's 60, 70 points. Come on now. And you're saying deserving champion.
Let's talk about this guy.
But don't bring us down this morning. I'm
not bringing you down. I'm just saying, if you can work on this, you can get a better results for next season. In the MPFL, where 70 points win the league.
Is it a lot of 70
It's not up to
points?
70.
That's what I'm saying. In the MPFL, where 70 points win the league, that's not a topic you should be raising and celebrating. It's not something you should be chanting for. You understand?
But we are the league champions.
But we are champions.
We're the league champions because other people shot themselves in the feet. Look at Enyimba yesterday. After all the noise they made, after everything they came to Enugu to do last Sunday, on the weekend they drew their game at home. Now playing a draw at home, going away now to lose. That's 3 losses. Losing perhaps how many? That's 9 out of 9 points.
Don't bring us down this morning.
We are talking about Rangers.
No, I'm just saying 9 points and 1 point out of 9. It's poor. It's poor performance from second place. So someone looking to get the second or third place. Rangers as well. Going out when it's critical the most after playing a draw at home, or after getting a win by sanctioning. It's not that they even got the win. It was a win by sanction.
It's not their fault.
It's not their fault.
Now, you now go away. Instead of putting up that performance and getting that win against Sporting Lagos should have been the clincher for me. But you went there to play draw. Now hoping for us now to start bringing out our calculators, which we didn't want to. So at the beginning of the game, we were all hopeful or we were all expecting Remo to lose. And like John said, when Remo went one goal down, it seems the fans noticed it. Someone checked and they started singing the song, Rangers, another champion. And after that song, they went, because after Remo equalized, they all went quiet again. You understand? After going quiet for some time, they didn't notice when they scored the second goal against Remo. So it felt like, okay, fine. These people can do better.
But then obviously, by then Rangers already scoring 2 goals. And then scored the second goal.
I have to give it to the guy who scored that set piece. Kenneth
yes.
Ago. He's been a fantastic player all season. He's always taking the set piece for he and this savior, number 22 of what's it called?
Kudos also to the goalkeeper. You guys forget that guy plays fantastic football. the way he organizes his back four, the way he sends those dangerous crosses in. I was just watching that guy yesterday. I was saying somebody has to just come and pick this guy up.
Second goal was scored by Nwobodo, the captain of Rangers International. It was a good goal.
Yeah.
So we can give it to him. It was a good. He played from that flank and he played really good football yesterday.
See,
and I enjoyed watching him yesterday.
Now this is one thing I have to tell you. Nwobodo for the past 8 games has not been present.
Yes.
His first introduction into the game was against Eyimba, where he played in the 60th. When he came in the 60th
He was
minute,
suspended for this.
he was suspended for some time now. He's
Yeah.
not played for like 8 matches or 6 matches for 6 weeks, according to camp. Suspension for 6 weeks suspension. Now, coming in against Eyimba in the 60th minute, you saw the way the attack changed.
Yeah.
Now you ask yourself, why is this player not starting? He went to Lagos, maybe he still played from the bench, 70th minute football, so I can get into the flow of the team. Played 20 minutes football for 2 games in a row. Now, yesterday he started. Now you could see why they've been missing creativity in the forward lines. They've been missing creativity all around the flank because this guy dropping into midfield, creating chances, running to the flanks, helping out the attacks from the flanks, going into the middle of the box to as well bully defenders. I'm not sure if you put me and him on a scale. I weigh heavier than him, but the way he's bullying defenders,
that's the fight.
You ask yourself, why is this player not starting games all through the season? You could at least be winning all those games you played a draw. You should at least be winning them because this player will come in and get you results.
But then you need to balance it. Yes, he's a fantastic player. Yes, he gets them more starts on the board when he's in the game. He has a way of improving their level of the game. But you need to balance it also too. That doesn't mean that you should approve all the actions or extra moral or whatever actions he takes with the team that are not setting the right standard. You need to balance it out. For example, he was on suspension for a couple of games. He earned it by his actions. So you shouldn't tell me now that you should play him irrespective of that and let the team get the results. You are now condoning bad behavior.
I am not. I'm just saying, give disciplinary actions where it is necessary. Don't let it hurt your performance on the pitch.
Okay, let's talk about Ilechukwu, the coach of Rangers International.
Finally breaking that.
From MFM, he was with MFM. He got the second position. He couldn't win the league. He went to Plateau United. He couldn't win the league. Now he came back to Rangers and he took them to the league title. You can say 70 points. No, so you can say 70 points is not good to win the league, but he won the
champions.
League.
That's all that matters.
What did he get? What did he do right this time? Because he was coaching Rangers before. They had problems. He left. Then he came back again now. Then he took them to the league champions. What did he get right this season?
When you get the job as an interim manager, it's different.
Yeah.
When you get the job on a permanent scale and you're not giving finance and support from the backroom staff, it's different. Now, but when you get the job on a permanent and you get the boat, you get the right backing. The right backing from the board, the right backing from the backroom staffs, and the right finance to push yourself. If you can get an MFM side that at some point the management of MFM had to sack everybody. Many of their backroom staff, they had to just sack everybody and start again. That was about 2 seasons ago, and that same season they relegated. They relegated that same season. Sack almost everybody, and they want to rebuild from the backroom staff to the players. Now, if he's coaching that same MFM side and getting second position, after he left, they sacked everybody in the backroom staff. What makes you think if he's giving the right support somewhere else, he won't win the trophy?
Yeah.
So I think that was what came in the place for me. He was a fantastic coach when he left. He has been a fantastic coach all through his season. Plateau United, MFM. You see his results. You see them play the ball. I'm always saying this: play the ball on the feet, play to feet. The only person that has the right to send long balls is maybe the defensive midfielder when there's crisis, and the goalkeeper.
Yeah.
Not the defender, not the centre half. The centre half should learn to hold on to the ball even when there's crisis.
We saw that yesterday.
The centre half is passing around.
Centre back actually pulling the
ball. Passing around. It was just maybe when there's a pressure and the DM sees a pass. He drops in, takes the ball from the centre half and sends a long ball. Or the goalkeeper. These are the only 2 players on the pitch that has the right to send long balls.
Another thing I want to point out to you, we saw a couple of instances in the game where some of the centre backs were not too comfortable on the ball. They had to give the ball back to the goalkeeper to pull back into the match. So
even you have a game like this, where a team like this, where the goalkeeper is more confident on the ball than some of his centre halves.
Yeah,
it's crazy, especially in the left back. I'll say this, I'll call it out. The left back he's not too confident on the ball. But when he's going on the progressive attack, when he's on the counter, he is good. He can cross in those balls. But when he's
And he
dropping
has the
deep
pace to
to
bounce.
play with the defense line, he's not good on the ball. You understand? So the left back, but the right back, you see him, he drops deep, he takes the ball, he looks around, he waves the ball around, passes around with the goalkeeper, moves one touch, two touch, and they're on again. And you say this is what the coach wants to see in the team: play the ball to fit, move together, fall back together.
I like what he said. He said, "Don't compare me with Jose Mourinho. I am not the special one. I am the working one." And he's been working tremendous things with Rangers International. I like even how he disciplines his players. He doesn't care if you are the captain or you are the star player. You don't abide with the rules, you get suspended or the club suspends you. So kudos to Rangers. Kudos to Rangers International for being the league champions.
Just one point I want to add to that conversation now. Yesterday while we were at the stadium, the number one citizen in Enugu right here was also on ground talking about His Excellency Peter Mba. The support from the fans, the support from him as well, made all of this possible. And then we are looking for more backing, more support going into the season to ensure that they are able to retain the title as well as push things forward.
And we are playing CAF Champions League this season, so
yes,
that means other clubs from different nations will be coming to Enugu.
It also means that the number of games also increases too, so they need to invest in depth as well so that they'll be able to be active on all fronts in the MPFL and in the CAF Champions League.
Okay, Enugu, thank you for your support. Thank you for all the support you are giving Rangers International throughout the season. We thank all the people that made it possible, the government, the staff of Rangers International, the players. Thank you for all your support. The league title is back to the cathedral.
It's
back to the cathedral.
Especially the atmosphere yesterday was just crazy.
Was massive.
It was something else.
We are partying after the game. Everybody was playing. Music was there. Everybody was dancing. Everybody stayed at that stadium till about 8.
Yeah.
It was a good show. Congratulations to Enugu. Congratulations to Rangers International for being the league champions for this season. Now moving on to Nigerian
the national team and the
players.
There is no time. Every time there is one crisis or the other in Nigeria. I don't understand what is happening. Now we are saying this thing before the show, or even last week when they said that they are going to appoint a technical advisor for the coach.
Yeah, foreign technical advisor.
And I was saying that it's like employing you as it's like employing you as a manager of this company, and I tell you, okay, I'm going to get in another person. You are the manager, or nobody is actually taking your position, but you are now going to be reporting to another person. That person will not tell you exactly what to be doing, but you are the manager. That's exactly what they did to Finidi, which for me is not right. But that's what the step they took to handle the situation, the crisis Nigeria is having. I think it's a disgrace for Finidi. Now he came out and said that he's not going to continue with that. He's going to resign, and he resigned. So, in this situation, who do you think that whose fault is it? Is it Finidi because of the result, or is it the NFF?
For me, I just want to bite into the details of that, led to his resignation. Number one, the NFF had that meeting, the sports minister and a couple of other figures in the NFF had that meeting with the side, and they felt that this man wasn't, giving them what they wanted. They had already gone through 2 games where they had 2 draws, and then he came in, had that draw with South Africa, took that loss against the Republic of Benin, and they felt that maybe there was something wrong in the setup, and they felt they needed to bring in a technical advisor. Okay, now the most important thing for me in that conversation is the part where you bring in a technical advisor over Finidi George, and then you slash the man's purported pay from 15 million a month down to 5 million a month.
What is this? A salary?
Yeah, because one, he loses influence over the squad because the technical advisor now determines who comes into the setup and how they set up the team to play. The backroom staff as well too, because the technical advisor was supposed to come in and replace some of the people on his backroom staff. Okay, so there is a limit to what a man can take. Actually, he's losing influence, he's losing the support he needs, and then he's also taking a pay cut. Come on.
See, look at it. I agree with what John says, but I have a twist to it. he's falling out with players. You saw the likes of two other players calling him out,
Yes,
especially
yes.
especially
Osimhen,
Victor
the rant
Osimhen.
with
Now,
Osimhen.
what on the street is why Finidi no go World Cup first before he started the call players out.
Thank you.
You understand? Why he no first coach them with intelligence, reach the World Cup so that when he call players out, they would know that okay, these players were not actually giving results. But this is an Osimhen that we saw give his heart
Just
out.
to galvanize your point, these are players you've worked with for the past 20 months. If there's anybody who should come in and slot into the setup without ruffling any feathers, it should be Finidi the job because they already know him. He worked with them under the last manager. So why do you now come in and feel you've not yet qualified? They are on already a bad run of 2 games in the CAF qualifiers, and you now want to start ruffling feathers. You want to tell somebody when he should be in the squad or not in the squad. Maybe you want to now start fishing out the big names that could influence players where you need as much leadership. You look at the Croatia side.
We've been saying
look
this.
at the German side. They brought back Modric, they brought back Cruz. Why is it so difficult? Even if this man is not fit, why is it so difficult to have him around? Because he's going to be a positive influence on the boys.
So
why do you leave him back?
Even himself, the Victor Osimhen guy, he fucked up because he was in Lagos when they were training in New York.
Okay.
He was in Lagos when they were training in New York. So he just had to. He's a player that could have come down to Uyo and help out with training. He's injured, fine. He's injured, but it's just way too much for him to come to Lagos, relax in Lagos while the team is training in Uyo and help out with the team. He should have come down to Uyo and train with the team as well.
But that's his complaint that he wasn't allowed to come back, that he had a conversation with Finidi and his doctor, and his doctor and Finidi instructed that he relax and stay back wherever he is.
Are you saying that this problem, is it an Osimhen's problem? Because when this thing started escalating, do you understand? The NFF have already actually said that they are going to get a technical advice already before Finidi came out before Osimhen came out to say whatever he said. For me, I don't think it's right.
No, but
I think it's unprofessional for Osimhen to say something like
that. Granted, but Finidi should stop throwing his players under the bus.
He
instigated. Calm down. Look at the blowback from this conversation now. Look at the blowback from the games that were played. Look at Nigerian fans already going and looking out for somebody they are going to crucify, and this information was not out there. Look at the conversation that Finidi had with the NFF talking about some players in the Eagles. If you look at that statement, that they were not, some big names in the Super Eagles were not pulling their weight, they were not giving what they should give and all about that. And then look at conversations he's had after he's resigned the position. So I think Osimhen was right in the sense that he came out to clear the air, that look, he wanted to be around, he wanted to be there, even if he wasn't playing. But this man said no. Do you understand it? And now look at the players that came in. Nobody there was willing to play for him because look at the results. Look at the demeanor of the players when they lose the ball. Look at the demeanor of the players going into games. It tells you that there's a disconnect.
If a coach wants to change a whole setup, it's going to take time and you have to trust him. Bringing an external body to invigilate, because that's what the technical advisor is doing, invigilate and supervise what he's doing in the side. He wants to rebuild this. This is a squad that has been in competitions. They went to the semi-finals the finals of AFCON just in January, just concluded AFCON. They didn't win it. They didn't qualify for the World Cups. It took them 2 coaches to get into the finals for the AFCONs. Now, as a coach, you know that these coaches will be taking up jobs in Africa. You understand? Gernot Roy is taking up the job in Benin Republic. Pesero will be taking up maybe a job in nearby Lesotho or Chad, Cape Verde, or maybe Senegal.
Because they've shown they know their metal, and other African nations will be coming for them.
It's over for Nigeria, because who will you be looking at for? There are no other top, like I said, there are no other top coaches in the market. So even club sides knows this. That's why whenever they manage to see one person that could get them a result, they hold on to that person, no matter how it is. You understand? So this person, this supervisor they're bringing in for Finidi actually was the rub of everything coming out to play. This is why the media and everybody is getting aware of what happened in the camp.
I think it's because of that Osimhen could actually, because if Finidi was still the coach, I don't think Osimhen would come out and just do that rant, because Finidi have resigned, so he could just go, okay, this is now.
No, he actually make that rant before the resignation, because
but he understands how this thing works. he knows that Fona inside information that Finidi will go, because there is no way that he will know that Finidi is still the coach and he will come out and rant like that.
He wouldn't have done that if he was still in the
yes, I
in
think
the
that
position.
he knew that Finidi
and I
will
think
go, is going to
that's the
resign.
mentality we need to work on, because even coach or no coach, even if he has a supervisor ahead of him, you should at least give him that respect. I know he's played his marks, he's set his marks on the national team. He won gold medals during his time. It's just like, if you see this movie, Coach Carter, it's just like a coach who finished from secondary school and graduated, went to university, did everything, got his master, got his coaching degree, came back to the school to coach football, and you're telling me you won't give him respect because you're young and you're the star player of your team. He was the star player of that same team that you're playing for. Finidi just was the star player of Super Eagles, and he paid his dues. So give him that respect, even if he has supervisors, LFF as well, or even if you have the backing of LFF.
But then let me also call your attention to one fact that I believe that if Finidi, not to go into him believing in himself or whatever, he should have stayed on and tried to get something for Nigerians rather than just moving on. Rather than just moving on, because the part of least resistance is resigning.
I think what he did, that he wants to resign, probably take up club football where he has control. Every coach wants control. And nobody wants to be just come there.
But then you need to end control. You need to end control.
The league is over.
One of these clubs definitely he's not going back to
call your attention, coming into the Manchester United job, Ten Hag didn't have any control. He's earned some control. That's why we are hearing that some officials are flying to his vacation place to tell him he's staying on. He's earned control. So Finidi should have stayed back and earned the control he's desiring.
Okay, guys, we are live on YouTube at Vote FM Sports. At Vote FM Sports, we are live on YouTube. You can join the conversation. You can drop your comments. We're going to be reading some of the comments here live. We're also on Facebook at Vote 1043 FM. Or you can call us on this number 0706 048 5853 to join the conversation with us in the studio. I repeat, 0706 048 5853. Let us go on a short break. When we come back, we will be talking about all the games that happened in Euros 2024. We'll be right back.
Stay plugged into the flow. Follow Volt FM on Facebook at Volt 1043 FM. Let's vibe.
Okay, welcome back, guys. We have an amazing result in the Euros 2024. Let's take this call before we go to this. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Yeah, good morning. Name and location, please.
I'm in Enugu, Holy Ghost to be precise. My name is Jonas Ndameka.
Okay, Jonas, what's your contribution?
My contribution is that, so let me just go first of all, Victor Osimhen.
Okay.
So, number one, Victor Osimhen is not the type of CR7 that burst out during his own time. He's worked best.
Okay.
Victor Osimhen had that thing in mind for you to say, I call one of my guys, so that he'll be videoing me and my doctor to see what I'm saying. He don't plan to mess something.
Yeah, I think because he knew that Finidi is going to resign, that's why he was.
Listen now, he did not say that Finidi is good. What he said, that the doctor called him after doing the
MRI,
Then that he called his guy with the doctor so that he will be videoing it as an evidence, which means he had that in mind to disrespect Finidi. Just imagine. It's not Finidi, Coach Finidi, for God's sake. For God's sake. Victor Osimhen, here, he'll fire himself for that.
Have you?
Come and see how his career will come down. Any club that will buy him will see arrogancy and pride in him. Just.
Okay. Thank you for your contribution. He said that Finidi Osimhen was wrong. I think he was wrong for him to do that rant. Normally, what players should do most time professionally is to put out a statement and explain yourself. What he did there, it was like an area boy, like a tout in the street, coming to just be ranting against your coach. You don't do that as a professional player. I think Osimhen was wrong to do what he did. I want to start reading some of, we have plenty comments on our YouTube channel. Emmanuel say, congratulations to Rangers International. No team wins a league by luck. Consistency gives you the title. That's what he's saying. And Emmanuel also said, did Finidi really call out Osimhen? He denied saying anything like that. That's what Finidi actually said. He said that I didn't say anything. This is from what rumor everybody was saying. He didn't actually, nobody actually saw him say it. It's not that he did a press conference and he came out and called out Osimhen. It was what people were saying around. Okay, Emmanuel said again, Finidi was totally inexperienced to become Super Eagles coach and made some horrible changes, but Osimhen was totally wrong dragging him like that. He won't dare to do so if he was his club side. That is Emmanuel too, you see. And Emmanuel is also saying, trying to defend Osimhen for whatever reason is wrong. He was once sent out from the training field in his club. He didn't go on such rampage on that issue. You see what I'm saying? It's because you know sometimes about this professional player, because you are a superstar. You're a superstar. You can come out and talk about your coach like that. Even out of respect, you shouldn't be saying things like that. So I think that for me, Emmanuel is actually right in this thing. Osimhen shouldn't have done that rant online. And as a divine, he said actually Osimhen messed up real bad. So everybody's against Osimhen. So I don't know why anybody will be supporting Osimhen in what he did. Do you understand? So let's go over to the Euros 2024. We are going to be talking about some games from Saturday's game, Sunday's game, and we're going to preview some games today. Saturday's game, Hungary and Switzerland played the one for Hungary. Switzerland had 3. Spain won 3 goals to Croatia, and Italy, our Italo, won 2-1 against Albania. So let's talk about Spain's game. Spain versus Croatia. It was a comfortable win for Spain. I was surprised because first half there were 3 goals on, and I was like, what is happening here? Because we are thinking that probably Croatia will put on a fight. Probably we'll see maybe a 1-1 draw or a 2-1 draw or something like that. But they came out comfortable win. So how did you see this game, John? Is it that Spain was fantastic, they were good that day, or Croatia didn't actually do what they're supposed to do?
For me, you have to give it to Spain in the way they set up their side. I said it, we had this conversation a couple of days back, that Croatia lacked the mobility to match Spain's attacking prowess. And it was out there for the world to see. You have the likes of the Modric and the other midfielders there, Kovacic, struggling to keep up with these fleet-footed wingers and, the entire setup. What an incredible performance from, what's his name now, Lamine Yamal, 16 and playing in the Euros.
He's the youngest player to play in the Euros.
He put in a very good game for me, if you ask me. And then the entire side, the way they got the goals, look at Alvaro Morata getting in on the score sheet, the guys who are there creating the chances for the team. They put in a good performance. But I think once they got the 3 goals in the first half, they went and packed the bus in the second half.
You have to relax. You don't have to chase the game. John, the man of the match, Ruiz. We talked about this guy. The coach said that people don't give him his flowers enough, because most times in his club football they don't really regard him as that star player. But he said that this guy is a wonderful player, and is it the kind of player that we are going to be looking at for this tournament?
I said this before. I said players that don't really get their flowers in their club side. I called his name and I said he should be one of the players should be looking out for. He's 26. Playing for a PSG side, playing from a bench where you had the likes all praises being sung to one Kylian Mbappe, who's on the way to Real Madrid. I think now with Enrique doing his own work well, looking at the national team, he knows where to set up his midfielders now. See, Pierre, when we were saying this last season, I was saying creative midfielders are not much. I even faulted him for not being creative enough. That's to tell you how bad it was. I faulted him for not being creative enough. But you see, when he went into the big games, he creates chances, and this is some things you don't see every day. In the Croatian match, you ask yourself, what happened? This is a side that has Luka Modric and Kovacic and one of the biggest or toughest defensive midfielders in Italian league, talking about Brozovic. Yet they couldn't handle the midfield pressure from Spain. They had just Rodri, Pedri, and Fabian Ruiz. And you ask yourself, why can't they? Because they are old. This These other three from Croatian side are old. Let's be frank. Kovacic is not creative. He's just a hard worker. He knows how to run around, but he's
Okay.
not. He doesn't have pace. He doesn't have the speed as well. So Pedri can outpace him and do other things while he cannot. And Pedri is also creative. So this is Pedri and Fabian Ruiz being creative in midfield. And in the Croatian side, you only have Luka Modric, who is the only creative mind. You understand? Why others is just good
And
in
then
passing the ball
again, if
sideways.
if you see the three players they had in that midfield, why not drop Brozovic and bring on somebody that could bring in
No,
that
we still-
attacking flair for the side? And then playing Kramaric off that point position with Meyer beside him in up front in attack. So I felt that they need to look at that midfield again and reimagine it without having three players that are physically built but can't keep up with the pace, and then bring in someone younger who is fleet-footed, who can support maybe the transition into the final box for the final attempt.
You know, I said this before. I said if you have a proper mix of youth and experience, you would go far in the tournament. And I think look at Pedri and Rodri pairing themselves. That's a pairing you would not expect in the Euro 2024. Now, fast forward to the Croatian side. Look at the players we're talking about. Why is Perisic on the bench? Why is Kramaric not starting as a striker? Why is Perisic on?
So
Look
you
at
are saying that the coach got it wrong.
now look at after he made the sub, they created chances, but they couldn't
They won
get
a
the
penalty.
goal.
But they
too.
couldn't bury it.
They couldn't bury it. Now this is a game that you should know that when you start your best players, you get the results. Second half, the other team will be chasing the game, and that's what Spain did.
Okay, we are still live on YouTube at Vote FM Sports. You can join us on YouTube at Vote FM Sports. We are also on Facebook at Vote 1043 FM, or you can call us on the studio line 0706 048 5853. 0706 048 5853. We are having more comments on our YouTube channel. Emmanuel is saying my predictions are coming through. In all the matches, the Euros is still is still going as I expected. As a divine is saying Spain was on a masterclass level. That's a team to watch. Young players eager to win trophy. So for me to, I can't understand what you're saying here.
For me,
joining
they
our
joining the
favourites.
team right.
Okay, I don't understand exactly what, but she Esther Divine is still saying yesterday England was poor. I expected more from them with the kind of players they have. Let's see how the competition goes. Okay, guys, let's talk about the Italian game. The Italo, they won Albania. Okay, before that, let's take this call. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Hello, please turn down the volume on your radio set, please. Hello, please turn down the. Okay, please, when you call us, please turn down the volume on your radio set so we could hear you well. Italy versus Albania. Italy won that game 2-1. So let's analyze Italy game because we are saying that they don't have these superstars again. You know, in the olden days we have the Totti, the Piero, the Buffon, a lot of players. But now we are saying that probably they fell from grace. But you see, on Saturday they put up a fantastic game
Against Albania.
It's Albania, but they played well compared to what they have been playing before. If you watch the game, they actually controlled the game from beginning to end, and they won 2 goals.
If they had controlled the game better, they wouldn't have considered a goal. That's one thing you should know.
football.
No, Albania side is not a side that's more threatening on the goal. These are a side that likes to sit back, defend, and hit you on the break. If you had controlled the game better, look at people who scored the goal. Bastoni, defensive midfielder. Barella. These are 2 midfielders for Inter Milan. Now, these are not players that should be scoring you the goal. A CSA should be scoring you goals. You understand? Better attacking options should be scoring you goals, not the midfield options, not the defensive midfielders. So it means you're just hoping to get a cross or a goal from the set piece or perhaps an outside
for that
shot.
match, looking at that match, I think the wake-up call was when they considered the goal and they had to now put in more pressure to get something out of the game. Hence, we are seeing the goals from Barella and Bastoni, and also this talented midfielder they're talking about, Pellegrini, too, coming in with the assist. But in all this conversation, we do not see a certain young man. We are not seeing the strikers. We are not seeing the strikers up front for the team coming in on the goals.
What strikers do they have?
Like you should be seeing the likes of Andrea Bellotti. You should be seeing the likes of other strikers in that setup coming in and getting in the goals. That tells you that either they are set up in such a way that they want to play out from the midfield and orchestrate the game that way, or they are set up to defend the match. And that isn't a positive attacking football we want to see from Italy.
Okay, on Sunday, Poland 1, Netherlands 2. Slovenia 1, Denmark 1, and Serbia 0, England 1. So let's talk about the Poland game.
Yeah.
Poland, they played by 2 o'clock. Poland 1, Netherlands 2. The goals was scored in the second half. The winning goal was scored in the second half by this particular player that anytime they introduce him, I don't know how. He doesn't start even for the club and country. He's the Messiah. He doesn't start for club and country. Anytime they introduce him, somehow he scores a goal.
That's wild. Where goes for you?
So I don't understand what there is an anointing on that striker. I don't know. You don't. If he starts the game, he doesn't score. But once you introduce him, 10 minutes to go, he scores a goal.
That's wild. Where goes for you? Kudos to him. Kudos also to Cody Gakpo. I want to draw your attention to just 2 stats here that tell the tale of the match. If you look at the game, Poland completed just 232 passes, and Netherlands completing 514 passes. And also if you look at the shots for the game, Netherlands were able to put up 20 shots total, 4 on target, and Poland were able to put up 11, just 7 on target. So Poland got more. They are more clinical, but they couldn't bury those
and they
chances.
did that without Lewandowski.
And they did it without Lewandowski. Now, you look at the Netherlands side, and we keep asking that question, when the big games come, who is that guy that is going to get in on the goals? They started with Memphis Depay up front, and I'm asking myself, yes, he's 45 goals in 95 matches for Netherlands. He's behind Robin van Persie in the scoring charts, but is he going to come big? Because we are not seeing that performance, and he keeps occupying that position.
We have this thing with Pep Guardiola fans, Barca fans. This is what we have with Barca fans, Pep Guardiola fans. When the winger is not scoring goals, he's not there to score goals. He's there to create chances. But when he's there and the other person that has played for other teams is scoring more goals, you start blaming him. Memphis Depay is not a striker. He shouldn't be the one scoring you goals. He should be the one creating you chances.
That's not what I'm saying.
Yesterday, he got on the chance numbers.
All I'm saying is that he should know his lane and play in his lane. Stop occupying that top man position. They should play either a Cody Gakpo up front as a striking threat,
that is what they
or
did.
they play what's his name now, Wout Weghorst, or another striker. But that's what I'm saying. Now look at this game. We are set up to defend. If you look at the manager held the starting lineup to the very last minute when they were about to come out. That's before releasing the setup. And if you look at the setup, they were set up to defend. It was until they got that first punch on the cheek from the goal from what's his name now, Buxa. That's when they had to pivot and play more free-flowing attacking and try to get back into the game. So for me, the way the team was set up is not nice. Netherlands should be coming into games playing according to their identity, playing free-flowing attacking possession game, and not a Poland side that you should be winning on another. Lewandowski is not in the lineup for crying out loud.
Okay, guys. You can also join the conversation on YouTube. We are live on YouTube at Vote FN Sports. Sports. You can join us on Facebook at Vote 1043 FM. You can call these numbers. So you can join the conversation with us live here in the studio 0706 048 5853. We are still getting comments on our YouTube channel. Emmanuel is saying Italy has the core. It is bigger to play with a team than superstars. Italy did what is needed. Who scores is not important when the team is playing together. Ese Divine is saying Italy played well for me. They were so unlucky with missed chances. So this is Ese. What do you guys think about these comments? Do you think that Italy deserved to win? Exactly, but they missed a lot of chances in that game. If you watched it, I think they controlled the game. It's Albania. We argue we agree it's Albania, but they actually played well. We have to give them that flower.
If you want to go back there, we always criticized one player, and he went to Atlanta, and everybody was like, he left West Ham, and that's good for him. He's won the trophy.
Your
Now
guy.
look at him play now. This is the striker that is playing for Italy. Why wouldn't they miss chances?
But then it's not the same dynamics. Atlanta and Italy, they are not the same thing.
Don't go there. Even in
You
Atlanta,
can't-
how many
you
goals
can't-
does he score as a
You
striker?
can't even go there. You
Okay.
can't even go there.
Even in Atlanta,
You
the
can't even
Atlantan
go
side,
there.
Let's talk about the big one.
how many
Let's
games
talk-
did he score?
Let's talk about the big one. Serbia versus England. England winning, narrow win with 1-0 narrow win in that game. Okay, do you think that this is the one of the low scoring games in this tournament?
Sure.
Because every other game had at least 2 goals in it, but this one had only 1 goal. If you check the attacking power of England, the Hurricane, the Foden, what they had, and everybody was expecting them to score at least 2 goals. But now they just scored only 1 goal. Everybody was expecting them to win, but everyone was expecting probably a 3 goals win or 4 goals, but they just scored 1. So is it because of the setup? Because we were arguing on this show that who partners Rice? Now we saw yesterday that it was Trent. Is it the right call for the manager, or should another player play in that position? No, so
What was the freedom like after partnering with Rice? I keep saying this. What was the freedom like? The attacking players, the other midfielders that were supposed to create chances going forward, were not free. They didn't have the confidence that the defensive line would hold. You understand? If you had a strong defensive midfielder and a very good center midfielder playing in your center halves, and your back line are just McGay and John Stones, that's a good pairing. You see how they cleared the ball. They always cleared the line good. That's a good pairing. But in front of them, if there was a better defensive midfielder pairing with Declan Rice, I think the Foden, Jude Bellingham, and would have plenty of freedom up front. But Jude was always conscious. He was always like, I can't go forward. Though he got the goal, you see how they set up. Whenever he goes forward, he's always finding how to stay in those positions. And our argument was not about who partners Rice mostly. It was who sacrificed the scoring spot.
Yeah.
Who
Between
sacrificed
Jude
between Jude
and Kane.
and Kane. Now you can see that happen. Kane was always dropping. There's no way you tell Kane not to drop.
Kane
Not
always
to drop
drops.
zip. There's
he
no way
always
you
drops.
tell
That
Kane.
is not the way he plays normally.
Now, there was something Gary Lineker said in that game. He said if Kane has stood in the half, the other teams could still create that chances and he would still get on the score sheet. You understand? So Kane is always a player that knows how to drop deep, create chances for other people. And in that game, you saw him, the way he ran, created that opportunity for Jude to run into that space and get that cross and get that nod in the score. And that's just where the goal. And we always hyping the English side. Let's talk about the Serbian side. This is Mitrovic and Vlahovic. In their clubs, they are the best. For Fulham last 2 seasons, Mitrovic was one of the best strikers
Mitrovic plays
in
in Saudi now.
Now, I said for last 2 seasons,
Okay.
he was one of the best strikers in the EPL. He went to Saudi. He's still he's still one of the top strikers.
Let's not
in
forget
Saudi
that he
league.
also did it too in the championship, coming into the EPL too. So he's a phenomenal striker.
And
And
you have the likes of Vlahovic, who is set to replace the goat, or perhaps a goat in the Juventus side. Talking about Cristiano Ronaldo.
you know,
Why
for
would
me,
the English side not be scared of going forward? Since they don't have a better
for
pair.
me, England scored a very important checker in that match. We always have this thing with the English side wanting to dominate, wanting to score 4-5-0 and all of that. I think conserving your attacking options, conserving that firepower for when it's required.
If they had a better defensive
rather
pair,
than
if they had a better defensive midfield pair with Declan Rice, they wouldn't be
you're saying the
trying
same
to see
thing,
out
but
games.
Conor Gallagher came in. What happened? They still weren't getting the traction they wanted up front as well. For me, I'm giving it to England in terms of game management, in terms of controlling a combustible situation with these guys trying to get back into the game, being able to close out the game, get the win, and then conserve that firepower for another game where it's needed. Right now, they should be looking forward rather than looking to dominate
Southgate
games
is still
4,
the right
5,
man
6,
to do
7
this job?
goals.
Because that's been the problem. Do you think Southgate is still the man to do this job? I'm not saying that they should sack him while they are in the tournament, but we have seen him for the past 4 or 5 years taking on this English side. But all those controversies that he's bringing in, like this Trent thing, playing him in the midfield, do you think he's the right man to actually win this title for England?
Okay, now Southgate, I wouldn't say the right man, I won't say the wrong man, but it's about time. It's about timing. He's been there for. Let's. If I go there now, you talk about Martinez, who went to Belgium and perhaps went to this thing. Timing, timing is just what it takes. It's taking 4 years to build a team. You understand? It's taking 4 years to build a team. He's growing. He's being the best manager. He's been the best players on the team. Now, look at what he did before the tournament. Look at what he did before the tournament. Sent home all those fringe players. These are players that they think they are too big to play for the national team. He sent them home. I don't need that pressure on me right now. I don't need that hassle. And he brought in the young players into the side. And now look at this is an England side that everybody look at that team played the under 21 for England. Everybody played the under 17 for England. These are teams that have gone together, grown together. Now he wants to manage them like that in the finals. If he's not the right person for the job, I don't see any other person doing a better job for that English side. If he leaves the job now, you have the likes of Sam Allardyce coming back and Alan Pardew and all of that. So I think you should have a way of managing the side very well properly. John, if you look at it now, Southgate so far, look at his record. He has 76 or perhaps 96% win rate. 96 is too much. I'll say 94% win rate. He's been winning games. He's managing squad, and he knows how to rotate. It's one thing with coaches when this calendar is tight, you learn to rotate your squad.
Let's look at some of the comments coming in here. We
In
have
that game, that game,
we have one. Okitipi Emmanuel is saying the Netherlands coach is playing his formation and it's working for him. You play with Gakpo ahead of Depay. His national team performance gives him the edge. Okay. He also went forward to say that Trent and Foden didn't have a good game. Okay. We're also getting more comments here. Emmanuel is also saying that Serbia is not a pushover in that game against England. We saw that they got in on the conversation. They were having chances. Quite unlucky to not to get a couple of them. And then Ese Divine is saying that you see where the problem is. Why will you be pairing Trent and Rice, for God's sake? Trent is not good in defending at all.
Now you see where I started with the management and all of that.
Sorry, we are having a counter opinion in Emmanuel here saying Trent is sound from the midfield. They constantly have the ball. He's never been a ball marker.
No, he's never been a ball marker. Now, and you're playing the same player as a defensive midfield. What now? Look at Rice. If you're playing Trent as a center midfielder, which means he's the one to drive, and you know Rice is always coming back. See, I'll say this. Nobody will agree with this fact, but I'll say it for a fact. The only player in the world right now better than Rodri in defensive midfield is Declan Rice.
Okay, yeah.
You understand? He has the ability to drive. He could tackle, he could get interceptions, he could mark the ball, he could cover spaces, and he could still drive.
Because of that, he has to sit deep.
He has to sit deep.
He didn't actually attack.
Now he can't drive. And Trent is not that person you will say, okay, let me drive, let Trent sit back. It's a loose defense. That's why the attack was not really flowing. You see the likes of Jude Bellingham coming into midfield to defend as well. We know Jude is an all-round player, but coming in to defend against the Serbian side.
For me, this what will you call it now? Is it tincture now or mixture with Trent in that midfield? Is going to create, let me say, a flaw in the English side that a big team like a France or someone else can exploit in their game. So I feel that they should go back to playing him in that fullback position because of his inverting ability. He has the ability to invert and be able to give the team more dimensions from that place. So now you look at bringing in someone else to play alongside Declan Rice. It could be Phil Foden, it could be what's his name now, Conor Gallagher in that midfield for me.
After watching that game, do you think that England can bring this trophy home?
Oh boy. Oh boy. Okay, now look at it. We've had a lot of players coming to that side.
It's the first game, but
this is the first
based
game.
on the performance.
Based on performance.
Yes,
if it's this last performance of this last game, if it's this performance, because I won't say about other. If it's this last two performance, this last match they lost, and this first opening act of Heroes, if it's it though, but if it's not, they can bring it. But if it's this first performance, it's not coming home. It will never get anywhere near the state. Let alone stop in the junction.
Okay, John. Okay, let's talk about the main game today. France versus Austria. how do you see this game? Do you think that France will win? It's supposed to be an easy win for France because France is they are the favorite. They are the number one favorite. So do you think that they are going to? Is it a walkover, or do you think that Austria can put up a fight in this game? In
For
today's
me,
game?
it's let's just call it as it is. I'm calling it a win for France because they have the firepower in the side.
Just say a walkover. He asked you a walkover, a win. A walkover. He didn't ask you will they win or lose. He said, is it a walkover or a win?
Because that was
a walkover is like 3 goals above. A win is maybe 1-0 like England.
You know, competitions like the Euro give you a litmus test to know who's been working on their side, who's been working on their club national side, and who's been faffing or idling away their time. And we are going to see France put in a very good performance. I think it's a game they should be winning easily. But if Austria have been putting in their hours, putting in the input, they could turn out to be a dark horse in this game. So,
okay, let me get your prediction now in this particular game. No, so what is the score? What do you think the score will be?
The Austrian side are good though defensively.
Yes.
They don't attack. This is the side that don't attack.
You think
you will not see them.
defense?
You will not see them come anywhere across the half line. It's their box. They stay there. Mourinho will say park the bus. They are parking trailer and aeroplanes in their box, so they will sit deep this time and maybe hope for 1 or 2 counters. So it's a 2-1 for France.
2-1 for France. John?
I'm going to give it to France 3-0.
Okay, 3-0. All right, guys. Thank you for joining us on today's show. Thank you for all our fans and all the people that join us on Facebook and on YouTube too. Our YouTube channel is Vote FM Sports. Vote FM Sports. You have a lot of content that you could watch and you could subscribe to our channel too. And on Facebook, it's Vote 1043 FM. Thank you for joining us on today's show, John. Thank you for all the analysis and also in the quarrel. And congratulations once more to Rangers International. They are the MPFL champions this season. They are going to be playing Champions League football. CAF Champions League football next season. We should come and support them because other nations, club nations will be coming to Enugu. Thank you for all the support in the Enugu, and I hope we'll see you tomorrow. We are still getting phone calls. We cannot take these phone calls now. Maybe tomorrow, call back tomorrow. We'll be taking all your calls tomorrow. Thank you, and thank you for joining us on today's show. I am Godwin signing out.
Stay plugged into the flow.